Hi, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Bustard, and I'm the school counselor at Lyles Crouch Traditional Academy. Today, we're going to read two books about different careers. A career is a job that you train for. The things that you like right now and the things that you're good at can give you clues to what careers might be good for you when you're older. Before we read our books today, let's start with an activity that gets us moving. I'm going to say a couple of different statements. If my statement is true for you, I want you to stand up. If it's not true for you, just stay seated. Are you ready? Stand up if you like to play sports. What could be some jobs that would be good for someone who likes to play sports? They could be an athlete. They could be a writer and write for the newspaper or a magazine about sports. Maybe even a sports photographer. There are lots of jobs out there for people that like sports. Go ahead and sit down. Stand up if you like animals. What would be some good jobs for someone who likes animals? Maybe a veterinarian, a doctor who takes care of animals. Maybe a zoologist, somebody that studies animals and takes care of them at the zoo. Can you think of any others? Lots of great jobs out there for people that love animals. Okay, stand up if you like to cook or bake. What would be a good job for someone that likes to cook or bake? They could be a chef. They could own a bakery. That's making me hungry. Lots of great jobs if you're good at cooking and baking or if that's something you like to do. Go ahead and sit down. Stand up if you're an artist and you like to paint. What are some good jobs for someone that likes art? They could be an artist, a designer, maybe even an illustrator that illustrates great children's books like the ones we're going to read today. Go ahead and sit down. Stand up if you like to build things. What are some good jobs for someone that likes to build things? An architect, an engineer, an inventor, creating things that don't even exist yet. Go ahead and sit down. All right, go ahead and stand up if you like helping people. What are some good jobs for people that like to help others? Maybe a nurse, a doctor, a counselor, maybe a police officer, or even a firefighter. We're going to read about police officers and firefighters in two great books today. I want you to see what you learn about police officers and firefighters today. Go ahead and sit down and get ready to listen. The first book I'm going to read to you today is Fly Guy Presents Firefighters by Ted Arnold. This book is being read with permission from Scholastic. What do you already know about firefighters? Maybe you know that they're community helpers that can help us in an emergency. Let's see what else we can learn about firefighters in our book today. A boy had a pet fly named Fly Guy. Fly Guy could say the boy's name. Buzz. I am so excited to go to the fire station, said Buzz. Fly Guy looked scared. Fires? Don't worry, said Buzz. There's no fire inside. A fire station is where we'll find firefighters and fire trucks. Buzz and Fly Guy wanted to learn more. Hey, have you ever been to a fire station? In the fire station, Fly Guy and Buzz met the fire chief. A fire chief is a firefighter who is in charge of the station. He gets a call when someone pulls a fire alarm or calls 911. The fire chief learns what and where the emergency is. Then an alarm sounds at the station. Firefighters need to move fast. The firefighters rush to their trucks. Sometimes they slide down a fire pole. This is a fast way for firefighters to get to the garage. Fire trucks are parked in the engine bay or garage. Each truck has special equipment that is used to put out fires, like a rope, a fire axe, fire extinguisher. The trucks are always ready so that firefighters can race to the scene. Firefighters keep their gear in the garage next to their trucks. It protects them and helps them to do their job. When there's an emergency, firefighters have to get dressed fast. They can put on their gear in less than 1 minute. Can you get dressed that fast? They wear a helmet to protect them from falling objects, a special mask that helps with breathing and seeing in smoke, an oxygen tank, fireproof gloves, fireproof pants, fireproof and waterproof boots. All of that gear weighs about 50 pounds. Firefighters sure have to be strong and in good shape to carry all that gear and help people when there's an emergency. What do you do to exercise and stay healthy? A fire truck needs to get to the fire fast so that firefighters can put it out or extinguish it. Fire trucks have loud sirens and flashing lights to warn other drivers that the fire truck is speeding through. Long ago, firefighters did not have trucks. Do you know what they used? Firefighters, horses, or even fire dogs pulled a pump and a hose on a big cart. Sometimes when you visit the Old Town Fire Station on Prince Street, you can even see an old fire cart from a long time ago. They don't use it anymore, but they have it for when people visit. There is a pump panel inside each truck. It controls the hoses. Every truck has a long hose and a tank filled with about 25 bathtubs full of water. Pumps push water through the hose at 1,000 gallons per minute. If the water runs out, firefighters can hook up to their hoses to the fire hydrants. Firefighters carry lots of extra tools to use in an emergency. Ladders and axes can help them reach someone trapped in a burning building. Many firefighters have some medical training. They carry first aid kits to help people who are hurt. Each fire truck also has a tall ladder on top. The ladder extends and helps firefighters rescue people in tall buildings. The ladders can reach 100 feet up. That's about as tall as 5 giraffes stacked on top of each other. Buzz said, flying would be a lot easier for a firefighter. Firefighters use fire rescue boats to put out fires on the water. They fight fires from oil spills and fires on other boats. For a large fire, like a forest fire, firefighters use helicopters. Water and special firefighting chemicals are poured onto the flames below. Firefighters don't just put out fires. They sometimes rescue people and animals from other dangers, like car accidents, blizzards, and floods. Being a firefighter is a very important and dangerous job. Many firefighters are volunteers. Do you know what a volunteer is? It means they don't even get paid. They volunteer their time to help keep communities safe. It's not just firefighters that save lives. Some firefighters have specially trained fire rescue dogs. They help people who are trapped or injured in a fire. Fire rescue dogs wear extra gear too. Do you see the fire rescue dog's hat and vest? They have to stay safe, just like the firefighters. Firefighters help keep people safe, but they have to stay safe too. That's why they practice for all kinds of emergencies. They call these practice sessions drills. You probably know what a fire drill is. I know you have those at school. In safe areas, they learn how to extinguish fires. Firefighters train and exercise so they can move quickly in dangerous situations. Fire drills are important, and not just for firefighters. Everyone should be ready for an emergency because most fires are started by accident. Here are some of Buzz and Fly Guy's fire safety tips. Never play with matches or lighters. If a smoke alarm goes off, leave the building quickly, safely, and call 911. To escape during a fire, fall and crawl. Staying low beneath the smoke is important. Stop, drop, and roll if clothing catches on fire. Be ready and practice. You can even have a fire drill at home. Always call 911, but only in an emergency. Fires can often be prevented or stopped from happening at all if we're prepared. Firefighters have an amazing job, Buzz said. It is so cool that they help so many people and keep us safe. Buzz and Fly Guy cannot wait to go on a field trip. Did you like that book? My son loves reading about firefighters. What did you learn about firefighters in this book? I didn't know that their ladders could reach as high as 5 giraffes. Maybe you also learned that a long time ago, firefighters used different equipment instead of trucks, like carts that were pulled by horses or even people. In just a moment, we're going to read another book about a different job. I want you to think about how these jobs are similar, but also how they're different. Our next book is about police officers. It's Fly Guy again. Fly Guy Presents Police Officers, also written by Ted Arnold, and also being read with permission from Scholastic. What do you already know about police officers? Maybe you've seen police officers driving around our community, working to keep us safe. While we're reading this, I want you to think about the ways that police officers and firefighters are similar, but also some of the ways that they're different. A boy had a pet fly named Fly Guy. Fly Guy could say the boy's name, Buzz. Buzz and Fly Guy headed to a police station. We're going to meet some heroes today, Buzz told Fly Guy. Fly Guy put on his cape. Not that kind of hero, Fly Guy, Buzz said, laughing. Police officers are real heroes. They went inside to learn more. A police officer's job is to protect the people and the property in their community. There are around 18,000 police departments in the United States. Wow, that's a lot. Almost every state has a statewide police force. Hawaii is the only state that doesn't. A city usually has its own police department run by a police chief. Large cities are broken into smaller areas called precincts or districts. Each precinct or district has its own police station. In rural counties, there's often a sheriff's office. A sheriff oversees sheriff's deputies. A police station is where the police chief or sheriff, police officers, deputies, detectives, and other staff work. Hey, I found a similarity between firefighters and police officers. Did you notice it too? The police chief is in charge of the police station, and the fire chief is in charge at the fire station. Some police stations have a locker room where officers may change into their uniforms. Many also have fitness rooms. Why would police officers need a fitness room where they can exercise? I know, they need to stay healthy and strong in order to keep us safe. That's another way that firefighters and police officers are similar. The police station, there are often small cells to hold people who've been arrested. People stay there until they see a judge. Some police stations have their own 911 radio operators. Other stations get information from a central 911 call center. This page is going to talk about some rules. What are some rules in your house? In my house, we have 4 rules. Number 1, we use quiet voices inside. Number 2, we use safe hands. Number 3, we share and take turns. And number 4, no jumping on the couch. A law is a rule. In the United States, there are laws that say people cannot take things that don't belong to them. People also cannot go into someone's home without permission. When someone breaks these laws, they have committed a crime. A person who sees a crime happen is called a witness. When a crime takes place, police officers talk to witnesses to find out what happened. Then they write a report with the facts that they learned. Police officers may arrest someone when there's reason to believe that the person has broken the law. Police officers wear uniforms. This makes them easy to spot, so people know that they're there to help. What do you see in the police officer's uniform? Maybe you see his hat, his name tag, his radio, or his police department badge. Hey, this is a similarity and a difference between police officers and firefighters. Both of them wear uniforms, but their uniforms look different and they have different tools for their jobs. Most police officers wear a metal badge. Some officers, such as those on Marine Patrol, wear an embroidered patch. Police officers use radios to communicate. They often use codes to let other officers know what is happening. Police officers do not always wear traditional uniforms while on duty. Detectives gather facts and collect physical clues called evidence. They work behind the scenes, so they usually wear suits or regular clothing. Crime scene investigators gather and study the evidence. They might collect fingerprints, hair, or other items left at a crime scene. Crime scene investigators, or CSIs, wear gloves and booties so they don't damage the evidence. Officers on the SWAT team go through extra training so they can handle the most dangerous jobs. They wear a special uniform that keeps them safe. The fly says, "SWATers." No, not fly swatters, Buzz said. SWAT stands for Special Weapons and Tactics. Many police officers patrol or watch over their communities in cars. Some police cars have special equipment inside. Dashboard and body-worn cameras record a police officer's and the public's actions during traffic stops and arrests. The video footage could be used in court cases. Computers help an officer find out who owns a car and make sure someone's driver's license is valid, or check to see if a person might be wanted for a crime. Radar checks the speed of passing cars. Police officers use it to make sure drivers obey traffic laws. Police cars have flashing lights and sirens to help keep people safe. That's another similarity with firefighters, right? Just like firefighters, police cars have lights and sirens on their car, but obviously they look a little different. Not all police officers drive cars. Some ride on horseback, even on city streets. Mounted officer patrols are useful in crowds since they have a better view than officers on foot. Why would a police officer and a horse have a better view? That's right, because they're up higher. Others ride bicycles or motorcycles. They can reach areas a car may not be able to go. Some police officers ride in boats. Marine patrols can help with searches and rescues in lakes, rivers, and oceans. Police officers patrol from the sky too. Helicopters may be used during a traffic accident or a search and rescue mission. Do you notice another similarity with firefighters? Yes, they have lots of different vehicles that they use to help keep people safe in different places and different situations. Many police departments have a canine service unit. Police dogs help police officers search for people or places. They can also help track missing people. The dogs and dog handlers in a canine unit don't just work together, they live together too. This helps them form a bond. You're usually not allowed to pet police dogs, but don't worry, they get plenty of love from their police officers. There are around 750,000 police officers in the United States. Those who want to become police officers must train at a police academy. Trainees study local laws. They exercise. They learn how to use different weapons, drive safely at high speeds, and stay calm in an emergency. What's a way that you stay calm? As a school counselor, one of my favorite ways to teach people to stay calm is just taking deep breaths. Can you take one with me right now? After trainees graduate, they can begin active police work. Police officers never stop learning. They continue to train and learn throughout their careers. Police officers know how to perform basic life-saving techniques. If people need help right away, a police officer can help. A police officer might use the Heimlich maneuver on someone who's choking, or an officer might use a cardiopulmonary resuscitation, that's CPR, on a person who isn't breathing. Police officers often risk their own lives to save others. They sound really brave, just like firefighters we were reading about. It's important to let the police know when a crime occurs. Also, if you see a car accident or someone who needs medical help, call 911 right away. If you call 911, the person who answers the phone will ask questions, tell you what to do until help arrives. This person is called a dispatcher. Here are Buzz and Fly Guy's 911 tips. Remember, only call 911 if it's a real emergency. If you're with a grown-up, they can call 911 for you. Always call 911 in an emergency. Tell the dispatcher your name, your location, including the street address, and your phone number. Give as many details as you can about what is happening. Answer the dispatcher's questions and follow any instructions. Do not hang up until you're told to. If you dial 911 by mistake, don't hang up. Stay on the phone so that the dispatcher knows that you're okay. Police officers will soon arrive at the scene, and it's their job to help and to find out what happened. Sometimes the police need help doing their job. The National Guard is a division of the United States military. They might be called in to help the police during a natural disaster, like a tornado, hurricane, or flood. The United States Marshals make sure people obey federal laws. U.S. Marshals might be called on to help the police find someone who has escaped from jail or prison. Sometimes other emergency workers, like firefighters, need help from the police. Hey, did you know that firefighters and police officers work together? Police officers are sworn to protect and serve their communities. A police officer might even be your neighbor or even in your family. Community policing helps them do their job. That means police departments meet with community leaders and members to think about ways to solve problems before crimes occur. Help keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe. If you see someone doing something he or she shouldn't be doing, tell a police officer or another responsible adult. Wow, police officers sure do have a hard job, Buzz said. Glad I got to learn about so many of the things they do to help keep people safe. Buzz and Fly Guy cannot wait until their next field trip. Thanks for reading with me, boys and girls. Did you learn anything new about police officers? Maybe you learned about some of the different vehicles you use or some of the different jobs in a police station. While we were reading, we talked a lot about ways that firefighters and police officers are similar, but also ways they're different. Can you think of any more ways that they would be similar or different? While we're out of school and a lot of people are staying at home, our police officers and firefighters are still out working so hard for us. I am thankful that our police officers and firefighters are brave and hardworking and keep working to keep us safe, even when many of us are staying at home. Today, we read stories and learned about two important careers, firefighters and police officers. For our last activity, we're going to see what other careers we can think of. So you will need something to write with. I'm going to use a marker, and something to write on. I'm just using a plain piece of paper. If you don't have that with you right now, just watch along and you can do this later. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to write your name on your paper up and down, vertically. I wrote my son's name, Evan. Once you have that done, we're going to start by thinking of a career for each letter in your name. I'm going to begin with the letter E for Evan. The other night, Evan and I were reading one of his favorite books about trains, and it talked about the train engineer who drives the train. I know that Evan loves trains. Maybe being a train engineer would be a good career for him in the future. I'm going to write the word engineer next to E, and I'm also going to draw a picture of a train. If you don't know how to write your word, you can always just draw a picture to show what you're thinking. There's engineer and my train. The next letter in Evan's name is a V. What careers start with the letter V? I know, we talked about in the beginning, a veterinarian. That's a doctor for animals. Again, I'm going to write the word, but I'm also going to draw a picture. The next letter is an A. What careers can you think of that start with the letter A? I know, an author, like Ted Arnold, the author of our Fly Guy books we read today. All right, I'm in my last letter of Evan's name, N. What careers or jobs start with the letter N? I know, a newscaster, someone that reports the news on TV or on the radio. All right, I came up with a career for every letter in Evan's name. Can you think of other careers that start with these same letters? Maybe for N, a nurse or a neurosurgeon. That's someone that does surgery on someone's brain. For A, you could be an artist or an architect. Can you think of any others? How about for V? That's really tricky. Maybe a volunteer coordinator. When we were reading our book about firefighters, we learned that many of them are volunteers. That means they don't even get paid. A lot of companies and organizations use volunteers to do a lot of important work. What about something else for the letter E? Maybe an entertainer, like an actor or a musician. Can you think of any others? Were you able to think of a career for every letter in your name? If you could, share those with a grown-up at home. There are lots of ways to keep learning about careers. Maybe you read books about different careers or jobs that you're interested in. Or you can even ask grown-ups at home questions about their career. Like, what do they do with their job? What did they have to learn in order to do their job? Did they go to college? What do they like about their job? Are there other jobs that they would like to have that they didn't try? Asking questions is a great way to keep exploring and learn about careers. The most important thing I want you to do is to keep doing the things you enjoy and keep practicing the things you're good at, because maybe, just maybe, those things might turn into a career in your future. Thanks for joining me today, boys and girls. See you soon.